Hello, beautiful Libra. It's time for your weekly reading. This is for August 9th to 15th, 2021. I hope it's going to be a good one. I'm going to do a quick and simple 9-card reading. I hope this finds you doing very, very well. It is summertime, although today is not very warm, I must say, where I live, which does not make me overly happy. Now, I've been very optimistic lately. I feel like things are going to go really well and we are going to have some amazing times ahead. A lot of people think that because the world is a little weird right now, it's kind of hopeless, and I don't want you to feel that way. I'm sorry, it's a little noisy. I've got my window open and it sounds like there are a lot of kids playing outside and a lot of street noise and stuff, so I hope it doesn't bother you during this recording, but it's kind of stuffy if I have the window closed, so it's necessary. So anyway, darlings, let us get on with our reading and see what transpires. I'm hoping it's something magical. A lot of people getting this card lately. Very unpleasant, but still manageable. Oh, this is such a great Libra card. Air sign card, I should say. A lot of people getting the Hierophant right now. Nice. Okay, so you've got some good stuff going on here. Now, this card, the Eight of Swords, is not a great card. This is the only not a great card in the batch. But let's look at it because it means typically a feeling of being trapped, which is never a good thing. But why are you feeling trapped? I mean, usually this is something we do to ourselves in our own mind. Sometimes there are absolutely valid reasons and we need to get out of the thing. But you know, these swords are not really a fence, and she's not really bound up so tightly that she couldn't get out of it. But the main thing I want you to look at is she's wearing a blindfold. And you guys, Libra, are not typically the types to stick your head in the sand or not look at things clearly. You guys like clarity, typically. And you guys like to seek out the truth and know what's going on. So whip off that blindfold. And if the facts are not presenting themselves right in front of your face, then you go and seek out that truth. That's what you guys do. And find out what's going on that's making you feel this way. You could be in a bad job. You could be in a bad marriage. You could be in a bad boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. You could be unhappy with your situation because you're beating yourself up about past issues. It can be a lot of things, but you feel trapped, and I don't want you to feel trapped. So there has to be a way out of this. This isn't like some of the Swords cards where it's just about baggage and sometimes it takes longer to get rid of it. This is a situation you actually can actively solve. I know this about you. Now, we're going to jump from that right to here because I am kind of in love with this card, the Knight of Swords. This card might be you because it is an air sign, so it's going to be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I'm going to guess if you're male in the prime of life, kind of, that this is going to be you, really determined, going for something. It can be a female, but typically it's a male, unless you're maybe the CEO of a company or doing typically male things, which you may be, or running a business or something like that. But, you know, usually you'll be depicted by the Queen if you're female, because she's also a very, very strong character. She's no shrinking violet, trust me. In fact, she's perceived sometimes as one of the strongest characters in the deck. So I'm going to say if you're a male, this card is probably you. But if you're with an air sign, or if you have somebody very, very close to you who's also an air sign, it could be them. So figure that one out. But the main point about this card that I want to say is sometimes this means somebody's being too spontaneous and too driven in kind of a sudden direction. But over time, I say that less and less. And by some of the stuff in this reading, I'm going to certainly say that I think it sounds like people are being murdered outside. Sorry, it's just kids screaming and stuff. Anyway, this is a card of great determination. I'm going to say you've got some determination that is just intense and you're very highly motivated, and this is good. I don't know if it's about this situation, if you're in a dead-end job and you feel like you have to stay there because you really need the money and you don't have anything else lined up yet, then get out there and find something else. And if you're miserable, even if it's a little less money, it still might be the stepping stone that gets you where you want to go. I know that's easier said than done. If it's a relationship, get the hell out of it, because if there's no hope, if you can't breathe new life into it and it's not going to be okay. I know these things are not always easy. If there are children involved, maybe you have to stay for that reason or whatever. But maybe there's either a way to improve it or there's a way to get out of it. I mean, you don't want to be feeling like this. So certainly I don't want that for you, and I want you to be able to sort of plow into the future with the determination that you need to do the things you have to do in life. And this is a really good reading. So I do not want you to be in any kind of sorrow. Although we've got this card, the Moon. Now the Moon isn't necessarily a terrible card, but it typically means there's some confusion. There's something in your subconscious that's brewing. Maybe you don't totally, again, with the blindfold, maybe some facts are missing that you need to get to. Maybe that's what this determination is about. Maybe you're trying to get to the bottom of something, and that's what you need to make the decision to get out of the situation or whatever. Sometimes this means there will be some dreams, some nightmares, some stuff bubbling out of your subconscious. That sometimes happens when the Moon card appears. But typically, there's this confusion that needs to be solved. So you've got, you know what, I'm going to just do a little rearranging here, because you've got the Moon, which has to do with confusion. And then you have the one about feeling trapped. And then you've got this card, which is about all these choices. And you need to determine what the right course of action is by making the right choices. And if you look at this guy with all these cups, I actually love this card. Certain choices have jewels and money and beautiful, fabulous things, and other choices have a big, scary old lizard and a snake and, all kinds of negatives. One of them's a sand castle. I love that. One of them's a laurel wreath. One of them is a head. Maybe that's a person. I'm hoping it's not a severed head. But you've got these choices. And, these cards are all kind of relating for me. There's kind of a... Now, this is not a terrible feeling. This reading actually is very, very positive. There's this determination and all these positive forces at play here. But there's still some confusion and something that needs to be figured out and decided and determined and all of that. So that's your immediate focus, but you have all this good stuff too, so I don't want to minimize that and maximize this, when probably the good stuff is very important. Now, sometimes we have to deal with this to get to this, but this is a weekly reading. I'm going to say you're going to have a lot of things at play this week. Then we have, let's see, what order do I want to do this in? I'm going to put this like this, okay? So we've got the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is a very, very important card, especially for you guys, because you guys are all about the swords. Not the negative aspects, but the truth-seeking aspects are what you guys are all about, typically. And boys, they're having an awfully good time out there, hooting and hollering and screaming and yelling and having a lot of fun, which is great to do on a summer day, of course. So this is about going within and finding your inner wisdom and making decisions about where to go next in life. And, sometimes it's not that easy. We really do have to put some serious thought. We have to take off the blindfold. We have to figure out any confusing parts. We have to make good decisions. And we have to seek that truth and figure it out. But a lot of it's about our inner wisdom. You have so much already that you already know that's transpired. You've already got so many clues. So you have to be a bit of a detective now and look at everything you've got, all the movies playing it within your mind that you already know about the situation. Now, you might need to find out some more stuff, but I'm just going to guess that this card is appearing because you've already got everything you need to make any decisions you need to make happen. And you've also got Judgment. And Judgment means that you have to trust your judgment and not be entrenched in the past and move into the future. Allow yourself to have a rebirth. Allow yourself to move on. Allow yourself to make the decision and know that you're on the right path. Seek that inner wisdom. It is in you. It's in your DNA. It is written in your cellular levels. It's there. It's part of you. It's as much a part of you as anything else is a part of you. This inner wisdom. You know, we are one thing. We are a body, mind. You know, I think somebody said that at one point or another. And it really, really is true. Our mind is written in our DNA of each cell. Our body is part of our brain. It's this beautiful computerized symbiotic relationship, and you know, tap into it because it's yours. That is the part of the gift of humanity, is having this. And most people never really use it. So do it, because something's going on, and I want you to figure out your stuff so that you can, you know, use your determination and get where you need to go. So the next thing you have is the Page of Wands. I love this deck. Okay, this is one of my favorite tarot decks. However, in this deck, the Page of Wands looks like he's 90, which is ridiculous because, well, maybe 70. The Page of Wands is a youth, a child, teenager, or very, very young adult, and just a very powerful, youthful spirit. If it's a child, it's that child who never stops moving, who always is physical and wanting to enact things and move and create and do things. This person is going to be somebody who always can put things into action. This is a very exciting card. It's a very active card. It's got a playful element to it, but it also has a serious side about actually doing real life things. Even children can put things into action that are mind-blowing. So if you are a very young adult and you are this person, say, then this could be a love interest. And when I say young adult, I'm talking very early 20s. Once in a blue moon, these page cards can represent an older person, but it is very, very, very rare. You would have to be so eternally youthful. It would be ridiculous for that to happen. So if it is not a love interest, if you are not of that age group, then it could be your child. It could be your friend. It could be your child's friend. It could be, you know, your nephew. It could be a million different people in your life who may be prominent this week and be doing something that matters in your world. Then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, I'm wondering if this is a young person getting married who you know. That's possible. The Hierophant represents religious ceremonies and life ceremonies like retirement and baptism and confirmation and marriage and all of those things. It doesn't have to be in the Catholic Church. It could be another religion having a baptism or whatever. But it's those milestones in life that are so, so important. And so something's going on. If you're not the person getting married, maybe somebody around you is. And then you've got this beautiful, beautiful card, the Victory card. Six of Wands. This is a really wonderful card. You're going to get some recognition for something you've done. Sometimes this can be a promotion. Excuse me. The flip side of having that window open is not only the noise, but it's all the pollen coming in my window. I've got a lot of stuff in the backyard, big trees and stuff, and there's always a lot of pollen and everything floating around. So I do apologize. Anyway, something good is happening here. You're going to have a victory of some form. Maybe it's something you put into motion here. Maybe the determination I'm seeing isn't about all this. Maybe this determination is something with work or going for something or creating something that then gets you recognition here. But basically, this is a pretty darn good reading. Yes, there's something going on, but you're going to be good. I think this is going to be a good week for you, Libra. I am excited about your life, and I want to know who this marriage is, or whatever it may be, whatever the life milestone is. I'm very interested. I've got my contact information below if you want to tell me or ask me a question about anything. I'm going to do another question and answer video in the next few days. So you have a great week. I wish you the best, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon.